This is very unfortunate. Another reason why they say you have to be careful who you get married to, because sometimes marriage and love happens to be the death of people. On the 1st of November 2025, a 35-year-old woman by the name of Ahmad Dapa and her 5 children, as well as her grandchild, were all killed by her husband, a man named Yo Afriye. This happened in Central Region in Ghana. And according to the story, the couple were said to have lived in a community named Akempi, and Afriye, the husband, worked as a farmer and a small-scale miner. Some sources also said he was a tricycle rider. His wife, Ahmad Dapa, was just a petty trader and a stay-at-home mom, like a housewife, because they had about 7 children together, plus their grandchild to take care of, which made it 8, if I'm not mistaken. So with the husband and wife, this is a total of 10 members of a family. According to sources, the marriage was filled with abuses. Amma was constantly being physically abused by Yo Afriye. And not just her, he was also physical to the children too. According to sources, Yo Afriye had gone to prison for 3 months just because he beat up 2 of his children to the point they sustained serious injuries, beating his kids. Although some sources claim that he wasn't physically beating the kids, that he was beating his wife and wanted to throw a specific weapon at the wife, but the wife dodged it and the weapon hit the kids. And that was how the kids sustained the injury that finally led him to prison for 3 months. Now, it's unclear why he decided to wipe out his entire family. Some sources are saying it's out of jealousy. Some sources are saying that he started suspecting his wife of being unfaithful, of cheating on him. So in the midnight, on the 1st of November, he and his wife started fighting again. And it's unclear why they were fighting. It could have been one of those regular fight where he again suspects her of cheating, suspects her of giving birth to children that are not his. We see this a lot of the times, and somewhere in the fight he locked the entire family in the house, poured petrol in the house that touched the wife, the children, and everyone in the house before setting it ablaze and running away. But he did not run far. The fire caught on. Neighbors and people heard screams and shouts, but by the time they could get to the house, it was already ablaze. There was nothing, nobody could go near it. And so they called the National Fire Service responders, who came there at around 1 a.m. in the morning. They tried to put out the fire, but by the time they broke into the house, everyone in the house was dead, burnt beyond recognition. Luckily for 2 of the survivors, 2 of the older children, an older boy and an older girl, they were not in the house. I'm guessing one of the older ones was also the parent to the grandchild that was killed in the fire. 2 of them survived and had to come home to see the tragedy that their father had bestowed upon their family. On the 11th of November, on Tuesday, a funeral service was held for Amma and her children, as well as her grandkids. I also forgot to mention that Afriye, the man who killed his entire family, was also found dead at the nearby bush. After he killed his family, he went on to, unalive himself, because clearly he knew what was awaiting him. He knew that there was no way people would not know he was the one. He also knew that even if he tried to run, how far could he have run? And so he decided to just make it easy for everyone. Although the police did not understand the full cause of why Yo did this to his entire family, they believe it may have been a long feud or a long fight that had been bottled up or that has been consistent, and he may have also suspected his wife of being unfaithful. I don't know how you suspect your wife of being unfaithful when you have 7 children. Like, come on. Come on. I mean, it's confusing. I don't know, should that be a reason why? Because I'm sure all the kids are going to have to look like both of them at some point. But it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. It didn't have to end like this. It's unfortunate that in this channel we've done stories where love, relationship, marriage has being the death of a lot of men and women, especially women. And it even pains me when kids are involved. It's like, Jesus Christ. This is a painful story. Even neighbors and people who witnessed the incident said that this is the worst thing that they had seen. The bodies of the victims had to be carried in a body bag. Many of them were burned beyond recognition, roasted to the very horrible point where only Amma's body they said they could recognize. The rest of the victims were unrecognizable. That is how bad this man dealt with his family. This is terrible.